Hello, everybody, and I'd like to talk to you about Borderlands 2. And honestly, I've been waiting forward to seeing this game. It is the co-op game, probably for this year. What we all should be looking for: class-based, everything that promotes cooperative actions, playing together with your buddies, and having a good time and working together, which is the one thing that I feel games need more. And honestly, they were talking about recently the revamps and whatnot about it, and what I believe I can talk about is, other than the fact that they revamped the AI, so they're not just all these retarded, crazy, screaming killers running at you just going, rah, kill, kill, kill. But what they've also done is they talked about how that if they do start charging at you, they will also duck and dodge, trying to not get hit, kind of like what was done in Rage. And they also said that they're also trying some reactionary hits, so if you hit them, they'll stumble. And I'm glad they're doing that. They also said that the new enemy characters that they added, is more for the fact that we all had the same characters. You had the Skags, you had the killing psychos, and that was pretty much about it on the major, because you'd always be facing that or some soldiers, and they'd all act the same way. They either charge you or they shoot you from cover. And this time they're getting more different varieties of bosses, more different varieties of characters. And they felt that this was a better thing to do because they knew that the first game was fun. They were pleasantly surprised that it was so fun, and I'm glad that they are continuing on with this. This game is coming out in September. And they were talking about how they fixed the AI. They added new animations. They also tweaked the graphics so it would run smoother and better. Any problems that they had previously, they wanted to work out the AI problems of the AI just sometimes not working and not even engaging you, where you could glitch. Like if you shot at that character from long range, you could literally mess with them. And this is something good that honestly they are focusing on, working on a game to pretty much solve the problems and kind of listen to the community, that the community that actually knows the problems, not someone complaining that this kill streak is too powerful. And they were talking about, I believe at Comic-Con, that major thing is the fact that they wanted to focus on that. They really revamped the AI and just wanted to make sure that the challenges you got were not just because the enemy was overpowered. They wanted to have AI that would actually try to outthink you, and AI characters that would work together or against each other, because they were talking about one of the bigger brutes that had this bucka on their head, that they are very dangerous only because they can keep on leveling up if they kill things or kill you. And they said that honestly the biggest thing is that these are even though they give you tips on how to take down these guys, they are also warning that honestly there's a risk reward in this game with you doing this, because honestly you can leave the character alone and let them kill, because it won't just kill you, it'll kill anyone near any creature or anything near you. And honestly, personally, for a person who plays these games, yeah, definitely take out the biggest target first, because you don't want to get your ass handed to you by these weird monstrous creatures and excuse me, by these weird monstrous creatures. And honestly, they were just talking about how that they wanted to create the difficulty with different creatures and different AIs, and they wanted to talk about how some of the badass Skags that they had there that had shock powers, explosive powers, corrosive powers, that they themselves, the reason why they're so dangerous now, not like the other ones that just massive hit points that did more damage, that they would also buff their own characters, other enemy creatures that you would fight. So if you fought a Skag that had shock, could do shock, if they had little Skags around, it would do a call and it would come near you. It would come near them, and they would just literally buff them up, giving more damage, turning those little Skags into multiple little shock Skags, and they're forcing the AI, the creatures, and everything that they have designed there to evolve. And honestly, I'm enjoying this idea that they're doing that. It's also forcing the character to evolve and think, maybe not outside the box, per se, because truth be told, games don't really force you to think outside the box, but it's forcing you to think in new and different ways that honestly most games don't always make you think. And I'm glad that they're doing this with Borderlands. Borderlands is definitely the perfect 4-person co-op that they're doing. Honestly, I know it's going to do great. I know it's going to sell great, because it was a very good game, and they also learned that they need to keep more of the sense of humor that were in the later DLCs, and they said that they learned that after they sold it and after the DLCs they put out, that they got better responses from their community when they had this goofy and silly game with lighthearted nature. And they said that they were going to focus on this, and what I've seen is that they have focused on it, and they also have the creative minds behind Hey Ash, What You Playing, having a character and writing some script pieces for their characters. And I'm glad that they're smart to know that what games should always be. If you have a violent game and you don't want to be pretty much ridiculed by other people, oh, it's just super violent, you're just killing, to have this wacky, zany sense of humor placed in there. And this is what's been missing from games, this wacky, zany things, and I'm glad that Borderlands 2 has thought that, you know what, we don't need the oorah Call of Duties or Battlefields of this hardcore, I'm gonna kill, I'm a soldier, more of this mercenary with the whole game working in a light sense of humor, because you know what, we need the more sense of humor in games. Even if the game is serious and intense, we should be having this lighthearted nature, because this is what all games should be, for this relaxing notion, to have a good time and enjoy yourself, and not be this, I'm killing, I'm pulling the C4, ooh, I'm slitting your throat. We do need more games to be the lighthearted nature, because honestly, I don't mind the Call of Duties or the Battlefields or the Hitmans or the ones that have, or Dishonors that have a serious notion, but at the same time, we do need to learn that all games don't need to be this over-the-top killing simulator feeling. We need to have what games were always there for fun and enjoyment and relaxing. And honestly, the best way to have a great game, and it's very difficult to make, is that sense of humor, which all games do need to have. And also, furthermore, what all these games have done is the fact that this game is pretty much a Diablo with guns. And honestly, the CEO and guys in charge of this, Randy Pitchford, had made the remark saying that he was wondering, the company said they didn't understand, they were wondering why more people haven't, I'm not gonna use his notion of why haven't they ripped us off, but honestly, it's pretty much why hasn't anyone tried to copy them. And honestly, the biggest and easiest way to say, it's freaking difficult to copy that. You're putting that the reason why no one's copied it is because the amount of time and effort and money required to do it. It's easier to copy Call of Duty because it's just copy and paste. They don't have to create this massive infrastructure with guns and gameplay elements. And honestly, it bothers me that all these people think, all these Call of Duties copies that's all these games are doing. Well, honestly, the reason why no one copies Borderlands, because it requires work, and it's easier to do with these companies doing these, we want something cheap and easy and makes us lots of money, let's do Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty's kind of burnt out a lot of people, and you know what? It takes too much money and effort, because no one wants to spend new money in R&D, putting the mind and time and effort in it, because you know what? Not a guaranteed return, where anything like a Call of Duty clone can easily get some return, but completely new, not a guaranteed return. And honestly, that's the one reason why I believe that no one's copied this, because it's the amount of time and effort required behind it. Games cost a lot of money, and truth be told, it's very hard to copy something that's new, untried, and only has had mild success the first time. And most people are more afraid of trying new IPs, and you don't want to be accused of just cloning other things and not really having new ideas. And truth be told, all I have to say is that this game, Borderlands, will be a fun. I will hopefully, if I can get my hands on a review to review it, I will be trying to do reviews in the future for all future games, and maybe some other things that are cooking in the back burner. I like to say, everyone, thank you, and good night.